Hey fam, I'm coming back this evening. Let me try to start tagging. I don't know why I turned the camera around because that was not what I was trying to do. I was trying to tag. Hey. Yeah, y'all. I gotta show off this new jacket. I'm going to talk about this jacket while I'm tagging. This is a grown folks conversation, and nothing I'm gonna say that's gonna be ratchet. But when you're a grown woman, you are not swayed by sparkly things, be it diamonds or pearls or anything else. And you are not swayed by material things. Although, oh yeah, I like this jacket. Y'all see it? Oh yeah, okay. Uh, and I'm keeping both, but you're not forgiven. Just put that out there, and you ain't getting a thank you if you don't see this damn post. But I likes my jacket, and it came with a shirt. I tell you, man, when people do ratchet things, I don't know, man. I'm 59, man. I don't forgive for ratchet. All right, let me get off of that. I'm just gonna wear this little jacket, and I'm gonna be very thankful because it ain't like I don't have jackets or sweaters, but I don't have this one, and I love it. Whew. All right, the world is burning down. The world is burning down, and 45 ain't giving a damn. I saw you guys this morning. Went to the dentist. Oh my gosh, I'm one of those crazy people. Going to the dentist is like going to a health spa. There's nothing like walking out of the dentist feeling sparkly and clean. So that's what I'm going through right now. And I came home and this little box was up on the porch and had this little beautiful jacket that I'm going to sport to the nines. Even got my name. Came in a second package. I don't even know where I'm going to put it at on this thing. It looked like every spot is taken, but I'm going to find a spot because I got a custom name that came with the jacket that's already ready to be put on, so that had to be ordered separately. But thank you very much. You're not forgiven, but I will be wearing the jacket. Thank you. All right. The world is burning down. And let me tell you, I'm going to stop tagging, get out of that little personal head thing, where I'm just really being mean to somebody. Not mean. I'm just saying that I'm not easily swayed. Let me finish. All right, this is the last tag, and it seems like I hate it. Like, it seems like I'm going in slow motion when I do these tags, and I don't like to be looking away when I'm tagging because you don't have. I like to have eye contact. All right, whoever gets it gets it. All right, this is the last row, and then I'm gonna be getting back to my people. All right, you guys know what to do. Send it to somebody, and let's make a day of it. All right, hey, Trudy. What's going on, girl? How you doing? So I put on my post this morning a fireman who he was covered with soot. His face, his eyeballs were burnt red. And his post said, "This fire is kicking my ass." It was a white man, but you wouldn't know he was white because the soot on his body was black. His hair, his face, his clothes, and he was inside of a car. And all he put on the post is, "This fire is kicking my ass." It didn't matter. See, black people, we always consider other people's lives. Remember the officer who shot a black man in his own apartment with his red mat by a police officer that went to the wrong apartment? Instead of checking that she's at the wrong door, just shot a black man? Yeah, she went to jail. But I remember it was a black judge and his brother. The brother forgave her in a courtroom on her sentencing day. The judge gave her something like 20 years 20 years for a black man's life. As a judge, I am telling you, that was first-degree murder based on the basic of law. When you have malice and forethought, you pulled out your gun and shot somebody who's not at you. So when you shot him, you have to mean to shoot him. That's your malice and your forethought. That's what you need for first-degree murder, as we're looking at these other murders. With this woman who shot the brother at his house, you know, I can't keep all these names in my head, who shot this brother at his house in his own apartment with a red mat because she thought she was at her apartment. His brother forgave her at the sentencing. The most, I guess, crazy thing, not the brother forgiving her, because sometimes family have to forgive to keep that hate or that I don't know, that just hurt. I remember the judge stepped off of the bench, gave this white woman, it was a black woman, gave this white woman a hug and her Bible. Can I tell you again? This white woman shot this black man in his own apartment. She thinking it's her apartment, at least that's what she said. But he had a red mat in front of his door. His brother, at her sentencing, forgave her. And the black woman judge came off the bench. This is in Texas. After only giving her 23 years for this black man's life, gave her a hug and a Bible. First of all, coming off the bench and hugging anybody is inappropriate for any reason whatsoever. The fact that you gave her the lowest sentence that you could give her blows my mind. Because today, as we stand, we know that the 5 boys in Central Park were in prison for something that they did not commit. And the President of the United States, I told you I got to call him President of the United States because of what I have on, President of the United States, who wanted them to get the death penalties, will still not apologize for that. He won't even admit that it was wrong. He is going around the world, over the river and through the woods. Why am I talking about that? Because this man is pretending that half of the West Coast is not burning to the ground. The worst time that you could have people having scorched lungs, because I could tell you right now, I looked at maybe 24 Apache and Navajo Nation firemen praying as they were going to this fire. See, they're running to the war. The war is fire. I was going to get real deep and go through Revelations and what it says about the Bible, and I didn't, but I said I don't want to get into people's religion, because this is one of the things I know as growing up with the title Christian. You can go into a lot of these new school churches. They will stay in Psalms and stay in, Matthew, Luke, and John. They'll even go into Genesis to give you that whole beginning of the world. Only them old school, ain't went to nobody's seminary, black preachers from down south. I can't say nothing about the white preachers, but the black preachers from down south would dig into that daggone Revelations. Because Revelations, man, if you believe King James Version of that Bible, Revelations is going on right now. This whole dang country is burning down and the whole world is under a pandemic. Now, you can go, the Revelations talk about the fire and the plague. There's a pandemic. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying old school preachers old school black preachers used to talk about that Revelation. You don't hear none of these little lollipop preachers now. All you hear is about money and, getting more money. The giving, the money giving. You know, that everybody got the planes and all that nonsense. Ain't nobody talking about that in them fires and that revelations. But they talk about that demon, though. And I'm just talking to it as a book. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings on your beliefs. I'm just talking about the book. It ain't nothing personal. If you a Christian, I was raised a Christian, I will die a believer of God. But me and King James, we got some problems. Okay, me and King James got some problems because y'all done changed up the names, because when that book was written in Aramaic, it didn't have no David Johns and Sams and Matthews and Marks and Lukes and all that. They ain't had that. Those names are not they're in Aramaic. So I don't know who translated the 7 transcribers of King James, if you ever read about King James. But I'm talking about these fires that's happening. And right now, people's lungs are being compromised in California. I don't care if you're not burning. The smoke from the lungs are going across Oregon, because Oregon is burning down too. Washington State is on a scorch. We know they had crazy ass heat in Colorado. The smoke is going into the lungs as far as Texas. Everything from the Midwest is getting the smoke. This is the largest fire in the world in history. Can I tell you again? This is the largest fire in the world of world history. I ain't gonna take you to King James's Revelations, but I'm just talking to the evangelicals and all you black folks who got your one issues on birth control and abortion. How you like Revelations now? Because if you can vote down ours while the entire country is burning down, and the man that calls himself the leader of the free world says you should have raked up your leaves, yeah, you should have raked up your leaves. The whole damn country has a pandemic. The other half of the country that the president of the United States of America called Donald Trump, and I'm not going to call him names today because what I have on. And I wanted to show off my little "Can You Forgive Me" gift. Hell no. But I thank you for the gift. So I'm listening to this man as one of the marine biologists, scientists are explaining to him what is happening with the climate change, and that the world is hotter than it has ever been. Iceland is breaking apart. Now, polar bears are meant to be in ice. Polar bears can swim. When the ice is breaking off of Iceland because of the heat of the earth, and polar bears, white polar bears, who we know are very hard to find. Iceland although it's a continent, not many human beings live on Iceland, but polar bears are on Iceland. Polar bears are drowning. Can I give it to you again? Polar bears are drowning. Yes, they can swim, but when the ice breaks and sends an iceberg to the middle of the ocean, polar bears can't swim that far. You have people trying to rescue polar bears in Iceland because the icebergs have broken off of the continent of Iceland and had the polar bears too far out in the ocean. The continent of Iceland has melted by 1/4 since the beginning of the world. I need you guys to understand this, because the President of the United States does not believe in climate change. His United States of America, where somebody gave him the most powerful job in the world, is burning down. The other half of the world is dying of a pandemic where the first thing that is compromised is your lungs. I need you to hear me. So if you do not burn down, you have Navajo nations and
and other Native Americans who are going to fight for land that that the British colonial white folks stole from the natives of this country. They are in rows and rows praying before these Native Americans off of their reservations, because to them, this is still their land. They don't care how long you occupy it. They don't care that you don't give them a damn thing. No health care. They have the largest death. They have the largest disease. They have the largest alcoholism. They have the largest in domestic violence. You put these people on, and you take their land and put them in a box. Give them alcohol and drugs and don't educate them. And yet they will come off of their reservations to fight for their land that you stole from them. They see that their land is burning down. Their land is burning down. And they still are going to fight to save their land. Man, I don't even know. I don't know, man. I'm watching this white man this morning, and I posted it up. I did it real quick, so it's not on my regular timeline. His post, he was completely darkened and blackened with soot. His eyeballs were red, and he said, "This fire is kicking my ass. This country is burning down." Man, I'm passionate about a lot of things. I am passionate about Black lives. Yeah, I am passionate about Black lives, but I am passionate about lives. But because you can't recognize my Black life, I only felt like I had enough to give to my people. But over there on that West Coast, that I love to travel to, where our brethren doing movies, and I'm looking at the freaking, I think it was the Clippers today, had a game going on, playing basketball, when the air in LA right now is as bad as the air was back 20 years ago with the emissions. The air quality in California, the whole goddamn state, excuse my French and my jacket, the whole dang state is burning down. And the smog from the upper part of California is all the way down to San Diego, going into Mexico, swollen down to Louisiana. It's all going into Texas, all up in Nevada, going up into the Dakotas. Come on, y'all. Come on, people. Y'all know I can come on here and talk about a lot of stuff. And I start off with something soft because I got a little jacket. Did the rest of y'all see the back of it too? Come on now. Wait a minute. I'm going to get up and show you my little jacket. When people try to make up for stupidness, they try to give you shit and it don't even matter. See my jacket? Come on. Come on now. Yeah. See that? Yeah. Okay. All right now. Let me sit back down. Because, like it, you ain't getting it back in. Hell no. So, it is. I needed to break that up so I didn't start crying again, because y'all done seen me in some sloppy positions of tears. I am going to ask you guys to do something that I never thought in all of my life I would ask you to do. And when I do this, I'm going to turn this off, because it's only going to happen this one time. I may not believe in every way the Bible is interpreted, but I believe in God. See, I don't have any qualms about my ability to see is not by man. My ability to speak to you is not by man. My ability to sweat, to cry, to go to the bathroom. Think about people who can't even go to the bathroom. Is not by man. My ability to have a pretty good IQ and to be able to discern certain things is not by man. No one taught me those natural things that came in this vessel that was born Sherilyn Jackson, that evolved over time to Tukwase Yejide Sekou. My mama didn't do that. My daddy didn't do that. They were the seed and the sperm that put it together, but God made what you see. That's what I believe, and I will die believing that. I will always believe that these trees are green, not because of man. The sky on a clear day is blue, and the clouds that are in the sky is not because of man. But the smog and the pollution and go back in that Revelation, because I told you fish in the sea will be dying. Fish in the sea are dying. Y'all may not be into marine biology. My head is in all kinds of stuff. Fish in the sea are dying. Whales and dolphins are becoming an extinct. And that's not because they had no daggone SeaWorld and no daggone Florida. That's because of what we're putting in the ocean. Where do you think all these oil spills, you think they were able to just get them up, just scoop it all out of the ocean, or push it out far enough so you can't see it? Where do you think that goes? Where do you think the waste from companies and their businesses and all these manufacturers, where do you think that goes? Either in the earth, in the water, or in the sky. That's man. That's man. So I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to ask you to pray for the President of the United States. I'm going to ask you to pray for the president that will be in that White House in January of 2021. And I'm going to ask whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian, whether you are Jewish. Daggone, I never thought about it because I don't think about them that much, but our Jehovah's Witness brethren and sisters, they must be having a hard time because they ain't been able to knock on no doors in a bunch of months. And I'm not being funny. You know, look, I don't know about y'all, but Saturday, Sunday morning, let me tell you, I am so bad. This is my backyard, and I have like 4 tables. So when the Jehovah's Witnesses would come in, I would invite them in. They would be surprised as hell. If I had a free Saturday morning, y'all see how I talk, right? I would sit them out back here. This is before we could need a social distance. Man, I have that Bible wrapped around them daggone Jehovah's Witnesses. They be calling supervisors and everything. I would have the Jehovah's Witnesses running up out my house. I would slow that Bible down. They like, see, I don't know. I know that daggone Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I used to twist them daggone Jehovah's Witnesses up so bad. I miss my Jehovah's Witness friend. She used to come right before COVID. And she's like, I know what you're going to say. Did you have any water? Can I use the bathroom? I let her use the bathroom, give her some water. Other little ladies that used to be backing her up and just sit there on the couch and looking crazy and wonder why nobody ever gives me a watch towel, because I'll be tearing that watch towel up. Anywho, I need you to pray. I need you to, only thing I'm asking you to pray for is that nothing more than what's happening could happen. I don't know what more we can do, because we still have people dying from 9/11 with scorched lungs from one day. From one day. We only celebrate September the 11th. We're going on 6 months. 6 months. See, because we were all distracted by shiny things and a pandemic. And black men being killed. And black men still being killed. Women being killed. Black women being killed. Strangled, shot, hung. Today's my sister's birthday, and I got up celebrating life. But I would be remiss I prayed with my sister for her birthday, and I thank God for her life and the fact that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be dead at the end of this day. There's a lot of people that are living right now who you know will not be seen this day next year. There are people that are in this world right now on the West Coast who will be trying to get health insurance, and if we do not get the right person that I'm asking y'all to pray for in January, there will be a lot of people that are going to die because they can't get health insurance. If we have ever needed universal health care, we need it now. I don't care about what OC is not getting, or Bernie being controversial, saying that I don't care about any of that. Look, we can fight over who says what and how we do it January 22nd. That's after we got the swearing in is going on, inauguration and all the hoo-ha-ha-ha. Let me tell you, whoever is the president on January 22nd of 2021 better come out of that gate running, because you're going to have half of the country dying of scorched lungs, and then on top of that, exacerbated because a pre-existing condition only happened in the last 6 months, because the pandemic will not be over. These people in January did not have pre-existing conditions last January. They got these pre-existing conditions in the last 6 months. In those 6 months, 45, I said I would call him president. No, I could say 45. I'm not calling him anything ratchet. 45 has denied climate change. He has not sent anyone from the armed forces to help with this fire. Everybody came from around the world on 9/11. There's no alarm bells. There's no countries that is coming to help America. Yet Canada is getting the smoke and the pollution all the way in Canada. So what we need to pray for is that this whole country doesn't die from what one man did in 6 months. Deny a pandemic and deny that the country is burning down. Yeah. I ain't planning on going to California from there. Even once the country opens, the air in California, I don't know if you know anything about the first time when the smog used to be so bad in California. I was telling you this morning, to this day, you have extra insurance if you have a car in California. They did a whole climate readjustment of the entire state to get that yellow haze that used to be in the sky in California in the 70s and the 80s. Change all emissions checks for every car that is built in California, or any car that comes to California. You have to go through a California emissions to have your car. If you bought it from another state, it has to have emissions that is approved by California. Who's going to prove the world from the burning of California, which was not done by any human? This is done by climate. You can't blame it on anybody. This is not like 45 say, oh, you didn't rake your leaves. You didn't rake your leaves. I'm just asking for you today to pray. However you pray, standing up on your knees, salats, at 6 times a day, 5 times a day, whatever your method of prayer, stick those who are dying and who will die on your prayer list. It's too many to name. You're not going to get a waterfalls or beams of light like I told you on 9/11, because it's 6 months going into 9 months of the pandemic, 6 months of the fire burning down the country, and we're not getting anywhere near any powers that be admitting that this is not a 6 alarm fire, this is a 12 alarm fire. The world is burning down. It's burning down. The pandemic is across the world. And if you come to this country, you will have a pre-existing condition from the air quality for half of the West Coast. Native Americans are trying to save their land that you stole umpteens ago. Damn. That's all I got for you. I try to make it soft, my little jacket and all of that, but this is nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing, man. This is nothing. This is just things. 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 We can't get distracted by things. This is serious. I don't know how else to explain it to you. This is serious. It was all about who you like, who you didn't like, how ratchet he was, how what. No, not anymore. This is life or and. Not or and. This is life and death. That is for sure. Life and death, that is for sure. People will still be dying of COVID-19 in January of 2021. People will be dying still of the burning fires on the West Coast in January of 2021. And it does not matter who is in the White House in Washington, D.C. on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. What has happened in the last 9 months from January till today will have people dying for the next half a century. You better believe that. And it's not because I want that to be the case. It's because they're babies right now. A century is only 100 years. Half a century is 50 years. There are kids that are 1 and 2 or 3 or 4 or 14 or 15 that will live hopefully to their 70s. Their bodies will be preconditioned with the inability to address the issues of our climate right now. Unless we vote for the world to stay intact. Because the world is not coming to help us like they did in 9/11. People were coming from around the world. Fire departments were coming from around the world. They were swooping into one state, New York. California is the second largest state in the country, and the largest state, Texas, is getting smog all the way from California. That's all I got for you. But the God I pray to, I believe, is the one who gave me breath this morning. You know, I had to look over there, even though my Cuba job, I saw some animals swapping by. I still have a little issues. I need you to pray. I don't even care if you don't believe in God. Just humor me. Let me do this thing just for Judge T. You know, just for T, just for Sekou, whatever you call me. Let me do this thing for her. And just, you ain't got to close your eyes. Because one thing, I'm going to tell you, when I go to church, when they do prayer, I don't never close my eyes. Because I want to make sure that there ain't no fools like came down there South Carolina coming in the back door. But nowadays, churches even got armed guards at the door. Black churches got armed guards at the door. I don't know about you guys, but my church do. But, you know, unless I'm in my home where I know all the doors are locked, I don't close my eyes when I pray. When I'm walking and praying, I ain't closing my eyes when I pray. God sees me whether my eyes are closed or my eyes are open. Whether I'm talking out of my mouth or I'm talking in my head. Me and God talking all the time, because it's only He that stops me from saying stuff that's really in the back of my head. Because I got a lot of stuff in my head. Right now, I got nothing. I got nothing that's going to save, that I can say that's going to save the lives that are going to die from COVID-19, on top of half of this country burning to the ground. I got nothing. So when I have nothing, all I got is my God. Humor me if you don't believe in Him. Or her. Yeah, because I don't believe God is a sex. You know, if God looks like me, then God's is an AKA. I'm just playing, y'all. Only about the AKA part. But God is probably a woman. Only we forgive like that. That's what I'm talking about, that black woman. I couldn't have forgave that white woman, I'm telling you. I would have been a judge on that case
for killing that man in his own apartment, there would have been no walking down and giving her no Bible and no hug from me. I'm not that. Maybe my Christian is flawed, but I'm a flawed human being. I got nothing. I got nothing to say that's going to stop these fires. I have nothing to say that when flu season comes, that those people whose lungs have been damaged by these fires are going to die, because the pandemic is going to be on steroids. And it doesn't matter who is in the White House. It's not likely that they're going to be able to do anything through their whole term, even if they get 8 years. It is not nothing anyone is going to be able to do who's in the White House in 2021 that's going to be able to stop the death that is going to come from the last 9 months of the dereliction of duty of the most ignorant. I said I wasn't going to do that. So let me stop. Let me stop. I know when my stop button is necessary. It's time for me to stop. Yeah, there's nothing for me to say. But pray. This is not even about, I want you to vote. I want you to live to vote. There's some people right today that won't even be here on November the 3rd. There's some people today that this time, they don't have a house. They don't have nothing. I looked at complete towns, cars and entire buildings burnt to the ground. And just because 45 is over here on the East Coast talking mad, I said I wasn't going to talk in the shit. So let me just go off. Pray with me, y'all.